Hello. Welcome back. So, today, I come to you from the couch. And today I want to talk about two important things that you need as an artist. And those things are to stay curious and to stay stubborn. So, I've talked before about the importance of research, about always pulling in new information, about how it's important to do your own research, how it's important to read, how it's important to draw wisdom from all different sides, even and especially from sources and for information that you agree with, because you can treat it as being a spy in enemy camp, right? Even personalities and sources of information that you disagree with their goals, they still can have effective strategies or nuggets of information that's useful to you, right? And so in your art practice, you're averaging all the different kinds of information, visuals, aesthetic strategies available to you and putting your own spin on it. So in line with thinking about this idea of staying curious and continuing to push new information through your brain, I want to talk about where the best places to get those are. So the first thing I would say is draw on what is already established. Draw on the greatest masterworks of art and culture that we have. So go watch the 100 top-rated movies of all time, right? Listen to the best albums of music that people have ever made, right? Immerse yourself in these pinnacles of creative human activity and let that start to inform how you make and why you make and what you make, right? You can think about at the peak of people's career, they have established a way of working or a modality that works for them. And they're going to have their own strategies for you to take or leave, right? So whenever we pull in and learn new things from people, this is true in critique as well, you're always going to have feedback, and you have to start to trust your intuition of what's useful to you and what to let go of. So the other thing I would say is the library should be one of the first places you go. So I'm lucky in that here at Stanford, we have an arts dedicated library. So I've got two books that I pulled just recently that I'm excited to chew into for new work. And the first one is going to be this book called Henri Matisse, A Retrospective. So I've got this book, and it has tons and tons of pictures of art from all different stages of his careers. His drawings, his paintings, his charcoal work, the work he did at the end of his career when, after a cancer surgery, he was confined to bed for the rest of his career. All sorts of important creative stuff that really informs his ability to say it's simple. And what I mean by that is when you start your journey in your arts education, you start with the foundational skills, right? You learn how to make stuff look like how it is in your head. And once you get to the practitioner phase, you can make really complex imagery because you know how to wield the tools. But then there's another point where you go all the way full circle, where you're able to say really profound things with just a few visuals or just a few marks. And that is a mark of a master, someone who can say a lot by doing a little, right? And so in line with that, I've also checked out this book called Symbol Sourcebook. We're thinking about semiotics, which is the study of signs. study of how symbols make us feel certain things, what our associations with those things are. This book is full of tons and tons of different symbols that I can add in, take or leave to strengthen my ability to say it simple, right? To say a lot by doing a little. Because my work going forward, I want to pull back from the more jam-packed imagery where I've made a bunch of representational stuff that I don't know is necessary for the ideas that I'm trying to push with newer work. So this is all to say that to stay curious means to just always be chewing on new information, always be comparing notes, always be meditating on what's come before you and let that inform where you want to go. You can take old ideas and add your voice to a new thing because you have new ends, new goals, new points of view to add into an old conversation. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the importance of being stubborn, right? Now, we all know people in our lives who are stubborn in certain things. For a lot of us, that's older family members. For other people, that's coworkers or friends. But the best artists, in my mind, are the most stubborn. The ones that have a strong intuitive sense that what they're doing needs to be done. Now, art has no intrinsic value by itself, right? As an artist, you can set the price, but the community will set the value, right? An artwork is more valuable to the community if your brand is more well known. So an Andy Warhol is valued by the community at a very high price point because he's dead, so there's no new Warhols, and B, had a career's worth of work to develop and to become known. But he didn't get there until he had worked in a fashion magazine company in advertising in New York City for over 10 years. So he's one of those artists that developed strong ideas and a strong career trajectory through grit, through resilience, through being stubborn, through knowing, no, I have something to say. And I'm not going to stop until I have gotten to the point and iterated on my idea and on the goal or my artistic project with my work that I can share it in a meaningful way with the whole community. So there are lots of things that make more sense than an art practice and an art career. You know, the 9-to-5 path, the stable career paths that you go through college where you have choose an industry and a job with a high return on investment, where you have a 401k and a pension and dental and all those things. That's one path. And it makes a lot of sense. It's practical. The artist's path is a lot less linear. You'll talk to 100 artists, you'll get 100 different answers of how they got to their version of success. And again, another reason why you should set your own metrics for success, because for one artist, just being able to make work in the studio every day consistently and having food in the fridge, gas in the car, enough money in the bank is success. And for another artist, showing at Pace Gallery at the highest level, selling works for multiple millions of dollars consistently is their metric for success. So there is no one right path. You have to pick yours and just stubbornly, ardently pursue it with consistent practice, day after day after day. So thinking about practice, today we're going to make 6 paintings. Let's go.